not her best side by any stretch. Then again, that doesn't matter because I'm on your side, Mason, as always.
Except the time when you tried to poison me.
One little mistake.
Hey. Listen, you have to vote for Julia, you see? Because if you don't, our ballots will cancel each other out.
No. You see, every woman in this room, after hearing Mason's speech tonight, is gonna go running off to the voting booths and punch out that little dot next to Mason's name.
Well, it's better than punching him out. Mason's rhetoric isn't exactly a paean to feminine fortitude. Oh, come on. A vote for Julia is a vote for women everywhere. Come on.
No. Julia had the chance to curry my vote. Instead, she chose to insult me. And if I was a cat, I wouldn't elect her dog catcher.
Listen, speaking of Julia, where is she? Our candidate for dog catcher, where is she? She's late.
We're leading separate timetables as well as separate lives these days, Lionel, for the duration of the Walker trial.
Conflict of interest?
Our conflict is interest.
Who's that?
Deputy District Attorney and watchdog Ben Arnold. I promise you I did not invent that name. He's appointed himself Julia's and my guardian pro tem. If I so much as say Gesundheit when she sneezes, we're off the case, which would be a crime.
And for BJ, too. She'd be losing the best judge that ever warmed the bench.
She'd also be deprived of her best defense. Julia is her champion.
Well, if she doesn't turn up soon, she's going to forfeit the debate. Huh. It's not like her to be this untimely, is it?
She's not late, Lionel. More's the pity, she's right on schedule.
They can't talk about their agenda for the past because that would be suicidal. They can't bring up their agenda for the future because they simply don't have one. So they bring up the smokescreen agenda. Family values. Family values. Just whose family are they talking about? Yours or mine? The eclectic collective. Mason, Samantha, and baby X. Where are you, anyway? Will I be able to be home to accept the delivery? Will I have time to place the order? Now, that's the real question.
Julia, do you know what time it is?
Mountain Pacific or biological?
I'm talking about Mason, your judicial rival. Getting a jump start on all those women who paid $50 a ducat to drink flat champagne and applaud you as you make mincemeat out of your better half.
I'll do whatever I can to make them happy.
Well, you have to do more than that if you're going to wrest your way into the judge's chambers. Mason has an advantage, you know. He is the incumbent.
Maintaining the status quo isn't good enough, especially when the status of our constituents, their dignity and self-determination is on the decline.
Oh, that's very good. You better write that down before you forget it.
I'm not going to forget. Are you nervous, Minx?
A trifle. I am a trifle nervous. I mean, you know, after all, I am the president of the Women's League.
I'll do my best to make you proud. And I'll give Mason more than a run for his money. May I ask you a personal question?
Mm-hmm.
How old were you when you had Lionel?
Well, I don't remember the exact date. It was somewhere between Roosevelt and Truman. Why?
Mason and I are planning on adding a name to the family platform.
Oh.
However, if Mason doesn't cast his vote by midnight tonight, the early predictions forecast no clear-cut winners. We're not allowed to talk to each other until after the trial.
So who says you have to talk?
I'm afraid that won't work. Mason has lovemaking parsed down to the object, noun, and the verb. Anatomically correct and word perfect. Scholars do it with such class. Let's go and get this affair over with.
And hope that one doesn't lead to the other. Come on. Thank you.
Rhys.
Hey, have you seen B Jay about her? I've been looking for her.
Afraid I can't help you. I just got here myself.
She's probably talking to Sawyer someplace, huh? I'll check back later.
If I see her, any message?
Some things are better off held sacred.
Or so we think.
You all right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. You go ahead. I'll tell B J you're looking for her if I see her. Okay.
Rhys,
Yeah, I'm out here.
what are you doing out here all alone?
I was waiting for you.
I wasn't sure whether or not you'd show up.
I said I'd be here for B J, didn't I?
That's why we're all here. So let's try and relax and approach this thing with BJ's welfare foremost in our minds and hearts.
Have you seen B J? Warren was just here a few minutes looking for her.
Last I heard, she was with Julia. Any problems?
No thanks. I have my hands full.
Mr. Hayes?
B.J. Walker?
Yeah, did anyone see you come up?
In the middle of nowhere? Hardly. May I come in?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just a little nervous.
Are you ready?
Well, ready as I'll ever be.
Don't worry, Miss Walker. I've done this I don't know how many times. You just try to relax. It'll be over before you know it.
Well, it's too heavy to be a toaster.
That would make them a very advanced tribe of Indians.
Just what you always wanted. What is it?
They found that on the excavating the property that I told you about. I want to know if you can fill me in on all the significance of it.
Well, it's significant, all right, but is it genuine?
Is it genuine? It was found on my property. Of course it's genuine. But if authenticating it is beyond your
Dad, look,
expertise...
I know my stuff, all right? This particular icon is very popular with the two masters, probably a ceremonial object. Okay? From the looks of things, it might be authentic.
She looks great for her age, I think.
There may be a lot more where that came from, my boy.
Do you know the risk that you took in having this shipped out here?
Who had it shipped? I had it hand-delivered.
You paid somebody to sit on an airplane and hold a package on their lap? I'd love to meet the guy with that cushy job. Rafe.
Lily.
What are you doing here?
Don't kill the messenger.
It's not the messenger, Mr. C. It's the message. You know, it's bad enough flipping through a magazine and seeing yours and Lisa's designer butts sprawled all over every page. Lily. Now you're here?
Lily.
The world may be small, but it isn't this small.
Lily, wait. I could explain.
Good luck. Son, I have an admission to make. That icon, in reality, is just a good luck piece. However, if you want to authenticate it, all you have to do is agree to come home. Do we have a deal?
Excuse me. Mason, could I have a word?
Not even one, I'm afraid.
No, it's all right. I'm going to do most of the talking. Now, I want you both to listen to me for just a moment. Just a moment. In a few minutes, you're going to be speaking your minds on all manner of things. But what's important is what's in your hearts. And the voices have been stilled temporarily. Now, Julia, I'm not even next to the best thing. But if you will suspend belief and pretend for just a moment that I'm Mason.
You need a shave. I miss you. I'm ovulating.
Now, I know it's hard to believe, but this senior citizen turned a lot of heads once upon a time. So if it will make it easier, just squint your eyes and pretend that I'm Julia.
You're a vision. You're an optical banquet. You're a feast for these tired eyes. I have one request when this is all over. Come grow old with me. Best is yet to be.
I can't take this.
Whoever said that politics make strange bedfellows didn't know the half of it. Courage.
Thank you. Gina, would you do me a favor, please? You know, I cannot make any contact with Julie. It's forbidden.
Yes.
Would you ask her if she has a temperature? She's not feeling very well.
Okay. Wait. All you want me to do is ask her if she's a temperature?
Humor me.
Okay. I'll be right back. I guess abstinence makes the heart grow fonder, huh? Julia? Excuse me.
What is it, Gina?
Are you running a temperature?
I beg your pardon.
A temperature. Do you have one?
Apropos to what?
Mason, are you sick or something?
Or something.
Lilly.
Don't
Lilly.
come any closer, Rafe.
Lilly. Look. I had no clue that you were here.
Right.
I swear. I was also clueless about you and Ted.
Does it matter to you who I'm with? Or doesn't it?
You know that it does. For a long time, Ted was my rival for you. And now...
Now what?
Well, now I find you two cozy together in some island paradise. I mean, what am I supposed to make of that?
That the best man won? All's well that ends well? Why don't you tell me?
All right. All right. It hurts to see you here with Ted. It hurts like hell.
Well, I'm sorry. Next time Ted and I decide to go away, we'll have to pick a spot further off the beaten track, away from all the tourists.
That's not what I mean, and you know it.
I know that's not what you mean, Rafe. Why don't you just go ahead and tell me how wounded you are, like it's some great news flash? Like you're the only one who's ever had their heart ripped out and stepped on. You think my soul doesn't shrivel up every time I see you with Lisa? There's obviously nothing I can do about that, is there? The same way there's nothing you can do about me and Ted. But accept things for the way they are. The way they have to be.
Then you and Ted... You're serious?
Put it this way, Rafe. I'm as serious about Ted as you are about Lisa.
I guess it cuts both ways, doesn't it, Lily?
Yeah. It cuts both ways.
Loose ground rules. We're here for BJ, so keep the focus of your dialogue on her. Any problems or disagreements that you might have between the two of you, try to frame them in the perspective of helping your daughter.
Well, it goes without saying. Of course, I can't speak for Jody.
Well, naturally, BJ's situation takes priority over everything else. Why do you think I wanted to go to Florida with you?
I don't have a clue. Wanderlust? You seem to be getting around a lot lately.
Wanderlust? I'd hop on a plane to Timbuktu if it meant we could find out some answers about Frank's past. Like if he'd been molested as a child or if he'd been molesting other children.
Okay, let's keep it tuned right there. Now, look, you're going to have to find a way to get in sync with each other if you're going to work together on this thing, if only temporarily. Now, this session is meant to help you to hold things together so that you can help BJ. Nothing here is written in stone.
No? Maybe you better check the handwriting on the wall the year BJ was born. I couldn't read it back then, but now I know it by heart.
And there's something else we knew by heart. For better or for worse, Rhys. This is the worst part. Unless, of course, those vows were written in disappearing ink. You seem to have forgot about them quick enough when I found you in bed with that bimbo the morning after you walked out on me.
Oh, right, Joe. I didn't observe the proper grace period. What is the statute of limitations for adultery these days? How long did it take you to run off into the arms of your upper-class boyfriend?
Okay, this is exactly where we don't want this session to go. Now, sniping at each other is not going to help either one of you, and it's certainly not going to help BJ.
I'm sorry, Skylar, but my husband has opened up a big can of worms that I can't put the lid on. Just who exactly is this upper-class boyfriend you dreamed up?
Oh, I didn't dream it up, Joe. It's just history repeating itself.
What is that supposed to mean?
Take a look in living color. That's right, celebrate the moments of your life.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Did you kill Frank Goodman?
Yes.
That's a lie.
Capwell, I'm a member of the 3rd District, a tax-paying, law-abiding, dog-curbing, water-conserving, waste-recycling constituent with one vote and one voice who wants to know, how do you feel about trash collection on Saturday?
Trash. Reduce. Recycle. Retreat.
Julia, I wanted to introduce you to Ben, and then I realized my gaffe. You two already know each other from the DA's office.
Yes, of course we do. Ben will be prosecuting the Walker trial.
And I intend to win it. Ladies?
Oh, I almost forgot. Someone left a note for you.
Someone?
Said he was anonymous.
Not bad news, I hope.
Oh, Ben, I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to discuss this. Excuse me.
What is this?
Never mind, Warren. Please just leave.
I'm not going anywhere till I know what's going on here.
It's a polygraph machine.
I know what it is.
I wanted to take the test again, knowing what I know now.
And what exactly is that?
I asked her if she killed Frank Goodman. She answered yes, and by all indications, she was telling the truth.
I did it, Warren. I did kill Frank. My answer proved it.
Answer this. Are you innocent of Frank Goodman's murder?
Yes.
Well. Opposite questions, same reading, same answer. I've never seen anything like it.
Would you excuse us, please?
Sure.
You've got your proof. You answered my question honestly, and the machine backed you up.
Oh, well, that's the good news. The bad news is I also answered the first question honestly, and the machine backed me up. It can't have happened both ways.
You've got to go with your instincts here, BJ. Go with what they're telling you.
My instincts are telling me there's nowhere left to run, Warren. I was on the mesa where Frank was when he was killed. Sawyer saw me there. There was gunpowder residue on my dress. There was something dark, maybe dangerous in my heart. And I'm just fresh out of alibis. I just wish I could remember all of it.
Well, I can't help you with that. All I can say is what I've been saying, and I'll keep saying it. You did not do it.
But how could you know that?
Well, how do you know the sun's gonna come up in the morning, BJ? You just believe it. You have faith in that. How do you know that winter's gonna turn into spring? You have faith in that. And how do you know that I love you? How do you know?
Because I feel it.
Well, have faith in that. And in your innocence.
I wish I could believe it as much as you do.
Oh, you can. I'll show you.
Where are we going?
Have faith.
I can explain this. I mean...
Oh, yeah, right. The great Jody Walker has an explanation for every
Oh,
occasion.
for God's sakes, Rhys. Do you honestly believe that I ran off to Boston to have a little fling with Micah DeAngelis? I was half out of my mind worrying about our son.
Oh, just like you were half out of your mind the night that you were filled with grief and had to turn to Cruz to console you? What's the use? I don't want to hear this anyway.
I just realized something. My husband hates me.
No. He's lost, and he's hurt. He doesn't hate you. Just give him time.
We don't have time on our side. Because every minute that goes by that he blames me or imagines God knows what about me is another minute that we can never get back. I've got to find a way to stop the clock before it's too late.
You know, believe it or not, something you said to me last night really hit home. It was that part about, really knowing good things that we have going for us.
You're not afraid you're going to jinx it by saying it out loud?
You know, I guess I just never believed that you could learn to be happy. But I got a great teacher. And I'll share a little secret with you. I think I'm teacher's pet.
Yeah?
Because she lets me lag a little bit behind and I can make it up after class.
Oh, is that what we've been doing? Private tutoring? Well, in that case, I want you to write on the chalkboard 500 times, Jody loves Rhys.
No, I got a better idea. I'd rather just have a chalk drawing of how beautiful you look to me right now. Just freeze it in my mind. Save it for the day. Don't worry about me. I'll be out of your way in just a minute.
That's not what I want. I want us to get past this anger and this hurt. I want us back the way we were. Heart to heart. Honest, committed, together.
Is that how you remember it?
That's how it was, Rhys. You remember it, too. God, can't you look at me? Look at me. What do you see?
A liar.
All right. All right, I'm a liar. I told a lie. It wasn't a little small white lie. It was a big misguided lie. But I've lived with it for 20 years. Isn't that long enough? Isn't that punishment enough? How long do you intend to shut me out?
For the rest of your life.
So those are the terms. Forever. Life without the possibility of reconciliation? I mean, doesn't that sound extraordinarily unusual and cruel? Isn't that unusual? God, am I beyond redemption, beyond forgiveness? Am I that far out of your reach?
I think you were out of reach the day that precious little lie was born.
Don't do this.
Don't
do
what?
this. Please don't.
Don't love you? I loved you more than was humanly possible. Where'd that get me? And I love Cruz more than a brother. And now he's not even here anymore. And I'm already gone.
No, I'm not going. Rhys, I'm here. I'm right here. Can't we get back to that? We can work this through. We always have before.
Don't you get it? Don't you get it? I don't have any trust. Without that trust, we have nothing. Do you hear me? Nothing!
Son, you are my first and only choice to oversee that excavation, but there are conditions.
Yeah. See, here we go.
No. You'll run the whole show if and when we do the dig.
What do you mean, if?
Well, I have to be sure that that icon is just the tip of the archaeological treasure to be mined there.
Well, there's no way I can determine that here.
Why not? You told me that artifact is genuine.
Look, this could be an isolated find. There's no way I can determine if it's part of a larger settlement unless I do a preliminary survey of the land.
Terrific. When do we get started?
I'm not so sure.
What do you mean, you're not so sure? Why not?
Well, I mean, who knows what the future holds? You know what I mean?
No.
I gotta go.
You gotta go where? Suck. Ted! Things you do for the ones you love.
I shouldn't be doing this. That's it, I'm leaving. Mason, this is not the right thing to do. We made a promise that we weren't going to do this. It's not right. You know, it's not at all. And this isn't ethical. Mason, it's Mayday.
What happened with Rafe?
What always happens with Rafe.
Is there anything I can do?
You can take me away from here.
You really want to go home?
I was thinking about it. Ted, you know, how about it? I mean, that tiki stuff's a pretty important thing, right?
Could be the find of a lifetime. Mean a little bit more to me if you came with me.
Convince me.
How do you mean?
Like this. I don't like it here. I want to leave.
Well, you better get used to it because you're going to spend a lot of time in here in the near future.
It's cold. It's colder than the jail cell.
That's called fear. Because your body's running hot and cold right now because it doesn't know what to expect when the trial starts. That's why we're going to go through it now.
What do you mean, pretend? What's the point?
The point is, we have to be prepared for whatever the DA throws at us. No matter what happened out there on that desert that night, in here, you've got to be calm, cool, and collected.
Well, where do we start?
Right up there on the witness stand. The prosecution calls Miss B. J. Walker to the stand. Go on.
Want me to do this for real?
promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Louder, please.
Warren.
Don't fight me on this, BJ. Now, this little rehearsal is nothing compared to the real thing. This prosecutor is going to try to convict you. And in order to do that, he's got to convince the jury that you're guilty. Now, he has two things he can fall back on. Logic and reason. And the only way those two are going to work for him is if he proves that you're illogical and unreasonable. But you're not going to give him the satisfaction of either of those two, right? Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Good girl. Now, always remember, talk to the jury. They're going to be right over here. Mason will be sitting up here, and Julia will be over here. BJ, this courtroom is going to be filled with family and friends and not so friendly faces. And they're all going to be looking right at you. Can you handle it?
I'm ready.
Miss Walker, I would like you to tell the court in your own words exactly what happened the night Frank Goodman was killed. I'd like you to tell us about you, Frank, the murder weapon. But most importantly, Miss Walker, I'd like you to tell us how it came about Frank Goodman was killed that night.
Lionel, how are you? Sky. Didn't know you were interested in politics.
Oh, yeah. You kid? My old man was a Roosevelt Democrat. He pinned an Adlai Stevenson button on me the day I was born.
Got any aspirations in those directions yourself?
Well, you know, I might dabble in the local level a little bit. That's why I'm here. I thought this might be a good place to start.
I don't know if this is such a good place to play politics, but if you're keen on watching politicians play, the main event features two of the most prominent players in BJ's life right now.
I must admit I'm a bit curious to see Mason and Julia in action. See how that personal dynamic might play out in court.
I hope they're a little more timely. I've never known her to be this late.
Hello, Lionel. Oh, hello,
Hi.
Skylar.
Hello.
Lionel, Skylar, have you seen Mason or Julia?
Earlier.
Well, they just seem to have disappeared someplace. Poof, vanished into thin air. I mean, I have not been able to find them anywhere. And I don't know what to do. I mean, all these people are here.
Woke up today, felt the breath of spring. Something else was different. I closed my eyes, remembering how you touched me, how you took my hand, how you told me I would learn to understand. Such a thing as heaven. Such a thing as heaven. Such a thing as heaven after all. Not too long ago, the world was so unkind. No one really knew me. My Such a thing as heaven. Such a thing as heaven. Such a thing as heaven after all. Life seems so bright and full of color. Love is a word I understand. Ooh, baby, when I think of holding you again, I believe in heaven, 'cause you're my dream of heaven. There's such a thing as heaven after all.
You still want me?
Damn you, Joe. I do want you, and I wish the hell I didn't.
Rhys, we need each other. Don't fight it. I don't want to fight it anymore. Let me love you, please.
No. No, that kiss didn't mean anything. I'm not gonna let it. I'll meet you at the airport in 2 hours. We'll go to Florida together, and we'll do what we can to help BJ, and we'll come back. And nothing more. Do you understand that? Nothing.
Would you please tell the court where you were the night Frank Goodman was shot?
I don't know.
I can't hear you.
I'm not sure.
Which is it, Miss Walker? You don't know or you're not sure?
Now, come on, give me the gun.
Don't you come a step closer. I mean it, Frank.
Your brother testified to seeing you running in the sand.
I don't remember. Maybe I was there.
You were there. He said you were.
Don't make me kill you.
Okay. What do you want to do? You want to talk?
When was the last time you saw Frank Goodman alive, Miss Walker?
At the motel.
No. You saw him after that, didn't you? Didn't you, Miss Walker? Answer me. You killed Frank Goodman, didn't you? You killed him, didn't you? Did you kill Frank Goodman?
You're right, BJ. This is what we deserve.
What?
You and me. Together. Forever.
What are you talking about?
Give me the gun. Please. And please, let me hold you one more time. And then I'll be all over. You won't hurt anymore, BJ. I'm real good at kills. Just one burst of fire. And you're into another place. A beautiful place. Away from those hateful, judgmental eyes. A place where people will understand us as a couple. I'll be right behind you.
Oh, my God.
BJ, I love you with all my heart. Give me the gun and tell me you love me.
BJ. BJ, what is it? What happened? BJ, answer me. What is it? Did you see something? BJ? Honey, what is it? What happened? Can you hear me?